Hello, everyone. My name is GM, or you could call me Sedlur because that's my basically my ring name. That's what I'll go for in the future. I'm an amateur boxer in the Philippines, and I'm here to talk about different types of headgear. And I'm not an expert. I'm not gonna say that you should do what I'm going to say, but I'm going to give out my own opinion on types of headgears and what headgears you could get based off of my opinion, because I'm not an expert, I'm not a pro or anything. I'm just an amateur boxer. Because the point of this video is not just because of vlog, but also because I was a beginner too. And in the beginner stage of boxing, you don't know what to do. And one of the basic things that you need to know on what to do is sorry if I stutter, is headgear. What headgear should I get? And we're gonna start to review it now. We gotta first start off with the when it comes down to buying headgear, especially if you're just a beginner at boxing, you gotta go. You first gonna ask your coach. Your coach is gonna tell you, okay, these are the things you need. You're gonna need gloves, hand wraps, headgear, boxing boots, groin guard. But we're gonna talk about headgear because headgear is very important. Because if you're gonna spar, they're not gonna let you spar without headgear. Because I hate to break it. I hate to break it to many people that I've seen on TikTok sparring with no headgear. Sparring with no headgear is very dangerous, and because of that, like it's not promoted to like even pros don't spar without headgear. That's the thing. So when it comes down to getting headgear, you should learn on what kind of headgear do you want to have. But the very first thing that I gotta tell you, there are three types of headgear. The three types of headgears, the one that I showed earlier. We're gonna first start off with number one out of the three. The very first type of headgear that was out there, the open face headgear. And this is not the only open face headgear, but this is my open face headgear that I got so far. And this is called the Everlast Core headgear. And it is without a doubt very cheap. This costs around 2,100, around that price. I bought this at BGC a while ago, and what I gotta say, the reason why I bought this headgear is because this headgear provides me with the most eye vision. Because there are many types of headgears out there. This one provides the most vision because it's an open face. It doesn't really cover anything. Maybe around the head, but around the eyes, no. You get full view vision. Let me show you. There's a little strap, and if I put this on like this, see, see, I can see full view of everything. The reason why I bought this type of headgear is because if I'm fighting or when I'm fighting, I don't want to have anything that's on my face or my headgear getting in the way of my vision. That's why I bought this type of headgear. That's the pros. Um, yeah, basically, I bought this headgear simply because of the conveniences it gives. Although it may have conveniences, it also have drawbacks. The number one drawback it gives to me is it provides the utmost less protection. It doesn't protect my face on anything whatsoever because it's only covering my forehead and the side of my face. It's not really protecting my face exactly, and it has the less durability than the other two types of headgears. Because open face, they're usually light because they're open face. There isn't much. It's like putting on a little helmet, but it weighs really light. And the other thing that I'm going to tell you is this is just about the Everlast core headgear. This is probably the cheapest. The cheapest. No, this is base. This is the cheapest headgear that I've bought. This is the headgear that I've bought this year because when it comes down to competing now, I prefer to compete in headgear where I can actually see full vision. Moving on to um, headgear number two or type two. Um, the evolution of this or the other version of this is ta-da-dun, ta-da, the face bar. I mean the cheek guard headgear. So this one to be specific, I only bought this one this year, and I gotta say this one is really good. But when I was a beginner in boxing, the headgear that I use since my debut match is this. And you might say, why did you switch? Why did you switch? Well, simple. It's because the number one reason is I don't really like using this headgear anymore, and it's getting old. And you might say, oh, it's still good quality. Yeah, but it's getting more discomfort for me. And when I try different headgears out, I prefer this one. So this one is mainly a display, which I'm going to be using an example for this vlog. So the cheek guard headgear. The cheek guard headgear has more protection and has more padding, more solid padding than the open face. The difference is when we say cheek, this covers the cheeks or the face cheeks that you have, while this one does not. The open face does not. So we're gonna first talk about the pros and cons of this cheek guard headgear. The number one pros of this headgear is it almost does the same thing as these one or the open face, but it has more armor, it has more durability, and this is actually recommended for everybody to use the cheek guard because it has protection towards the face and you can still breathe and see through it. It's basically a good overall pick if you're not fully decided on whether should I go open face or bar. I should probably just go in the middle. Has a decent amount of protection, has a decent amount of eye view. It's basically a 50-50. Now let's talk about the cons because on let's talk about the cons. The cons is it depends on your preference. The number one thing is it depends on your preference and depends on the size of your head. Because I'll be realistic with you, because I don't want to be, because if I'm giving out guide, might as well give out the whole truth, right? If I'm being realistic with you, I've tried different before I bought this one. I've tried different types of headgear that were cheek guard because I got used to this one. Um, I tried twins headgear that was large. Oh my god! See, this is the number one thing why I don't really like cheek guards anymore. Is because if you get punched with a cheek guard on, or if you use a cheek guard that was too tight or that was not meant for your size, the guard or the cheek guard that was supposed to protect your cheeks, it's gonna um push your face cheeks towards your eyes, and it's basically gonna blur out the vision of your eyesights, and because of that, I don't really like it too much. And you might say, then get your size, right? Get your size. See, in the cheek guards in many brands. So we're in the Philippines, so we gotta go with the two types of most common brand out there in the Philippines for amateur boxers that use most of the time is Twins and Everlast. Twins and Fairtex. In Twins, when I got the large size for the headgear cheek guard version, it was so tight. It was so tight. But the first time I tried it in sparring, I quit because it kept screwing with my eyesight. You might say that's a large. Then go XL, bruh. XL? You gotta be kidding me. No, I'm not an XL. In that size, it's large and it's still not good enough. And this one, this is only a medium. This is a medium. This is not even large. The final headgear. The final headgear. Probably the most expensive headgear I've got is the Twins face bar, or you can say face saver headgear. This is expensive as a, yeah, but this is expensive. I'm going to tell you right now. If you're getting this headgear, it's pricey and it's heavy. It is very heavy because you might say, what does the bar do? And I'm sorry, I'm recording on the floor my with the table of my laptop. You might say, what's the purpose of the bar? When we say face bar, it's not really for the face, it's for the nose. It's for the nose. See, there are people who box nowadays whose nose are very pointy or whose nose are very sensitive and easily get broken. And the number one thing that I would recommend for those types of guys, because I have a teammate who has that problem, and I told him you should probably get one of these. But the reason why I bought this headgear in the past, and I use it for sparring mostly, I don't use it for competition. It provides the most protection to the face because it. The reason why it's so heavy is because it has a hard gel plastic inside of the bar, and it's very covered. Like, it's very good for sparring. It's very good for the protection of the face because it won't really cut you, and especially to the type of guys who bleed their nose or have sensitive nose. This I would recommend. It may not give you 100% protection, but out of the other two, this will give you without a doubt the most protection towards your nose. So the next thing we gotta go over is like we're gonna go with the pros and cons. The pros is for guys who have sensitive nose, this is the headgear for you. Not twins, but other types of headgears. The second pro is it provides the most protection. I'm telling you, if you have a good size that actually fits the bar towards your face or towards your head, this will provide you a lot of protection. A lot of protection. Number three. The number three pros that I gotta admit, this is probably the safest headgear that you can get if you're a beginner because it's protecting you in almost all rounder. Now let's go with the cons. Let's go with the cons. Con number one. This is the thing that I experienced when I first sparred, when I first got these. Um, I got treated like a ping pong because the face bar, if as you can see, let me put the mic on my shirt for a second. The face bar, as you can see, has a little more give on the front, and it can be, even if my face is here, because of the bar it's right here, because of that people can hit the bar and it would still hit me. So I'm a bigger target with this. I'm a bigger target. Second con is it's heavy. It's heavy. It's very heavy. Because you might say, "Oh, it's not that heavy. You can carry it with one hand." Yeah, but when you're sparring, when you're getting tired in the rounds, you're gonna feel it towards your neck, especially when you keep getting hit to the face. And number third con, you can't see. You barely would see. See, the problem with this headgear is if you're wearing this, if you look down, you would not see your opponent's uppercut. That's why I wouldn't recommend this type of headgear for competition unless if you're very adapted to this type of headgear. If you have a sensitive nose, if you started with this headgear, then yes, I would recommend you using these types of headgear. If if they approve it, because the cheek guard and the open face, they're okay. They're okay for most amateurs event because that's the standard. But the face bar, it's not really the standard for competition because a lot of people are complaining if they punch someone with the face bar headgear, their hand kind of hurts or would hurt because of the bar that protects them. So because of that, some organization or some event will not allow you to use this type of headgear. Just know. Although this is the perfect type of headgear for sparring, would highly recommend it. It's pricey, not just because it's the brand of Twins, but overall face bar headgears that are good quality, they're usually more expensive. More expensive than cheek guards and open face. And because of that, and this is basically my opinion on these types of headgears. If you guys have any more questions, let me know down below. But that's just my opinion. And hello again, everyone. My name is Jim. I'm an amateur boxer located in the Philippines, and I'm sorry if the camera quality is ass and if my mic is also ass. I'm going to try to get it fixed. But stay tuned. I'm going to upload more videos on my TikTok and YouTube. See you for another one. And top of the morning to you guys. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.